All right, hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 2 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that there East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. I am, just a lot bit late, so let's see who is gathering, what the generals, they're gathering in their masses, just like witches at black masses. Only we're not going to plan war for the pigs. We're going to plan fun for the folks. That's it. All right, Terry in Scotland here, rating with a party of 5. Good to see Terry. Photo Luke in the house. Oh my goodness, how embarrassing. I'm late. I have pretty much nothing to talk about, and I was late. Yeah, all right. Anyway, Photo Luke, good to see you. Penel writes things in Katie's aura. I'm guessing probably came in with that there Terry raid. And Photo Luke might have too. Let's see here. We've got Elaine on the YouTube side and Darlene and Rick coming in that there from the Midwest. Katie's aura here from, I'm guessing, Terry in Scotland raid. Photo Luke subscribed. Thank you for 45 months, 31 month streak. Fantastic, Photo Luke. I'm super stoked. And let's see here, Mama Sean saying aloha to everybody. Penel also getting in that aloha vibe. Who else we got here? E-Music, good to see you here. Looks like a lot of the usual faces, which is good. I love it when everybody can come here and check in on each other. Shock in the house. And yeah, none of those things ever stop me. That is true. Terry in Scotland, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. And wait, how did we get to a hype train already? Oh, you guys bring on the hype train so fast, I don't even see it coming. All right, so let's see here. That's you, every show, not prepared and always late. Well, what do you mean not prepared, my friend? You've got a virtual library of things that you create, whereas I'm just sitting here pulling stuff off the interwebs. So, which was what I was doing actually right at the very last second. In fact, I will show you the picture I was uploading to the stream at the last minute. In fact, not the last minute, past the last minute. What made us late? All right, so let's see here. Mama Sean. I always want to start singing Mama Say, Mama Sa, Mama Sa, or whatever that Michael Jackson song is. Anyway, and Penel, I think you actually apologized once for being on time, Photo Luke. That is true, actually. If you are known for being late and you suddenly are on time, people aren't expecting it, and so they might have adjusted their schedule as well. I can totally see how that would happen. Verity Hunt, good to see you. All right, so I'm hoping Mitchie Mama will show up eventually. Hold on, you guys. I had to open my pamplemousse. I'm hoping Mitchie Mama will show up eventually because part of what made us late today, i.e. what made me late today, was all for Mitchie Mama. But not just Mitchie Mama, everybody. But I'm hoping she will get inspired by what we're going to talk about later on, if she shows up, that is. And it looks like Bacola T is actually in the house. I'm going to go out on a limb because of what she just said, especially. Hey, chatters, feeling a bit lousy today. Had the trifecta of vaccines yesterday. Flu, pneumonia, and COVID. Oh. That's a 1, 2, 3 punch if you've ever heard it, Bacola T. I hope that you are surviving that. And, wow, yeah, that is... But I'm guessing the Bacola T is actually in Hawaii at this point. Because I know that she's a busy worldwide traveler. But I'm guessing that she would not do her vaccines on one of her busy whirlwind worldwide travels. She is back home on the islands. There you go. Exactly. That's what I figured. So yeah, eat your banana smoothies and drink your kale shakes or do whatever to make you feel better, honey bunches, because you're going to have your chicken soup, have your ginger ale with saltine crackers. I don't know what you're going to need. Okay? I don't know. But what I do know is after you got that trifecta of the shots, you're going to need something, baby doll. You're going to need something. And let's see here. Shock says, since you're so lit up, it means your immune system is working. Oh, really? Is that what that means? So if you don't have bad reactions, that means your immune system isn't for nothing? Because that's really a lot. of more of my action. And Elaine, you're ready for your senior nap soon. Let me tell you, dude, the senior nap, I'm not even sure if I qualify for a senior nap, but I will take every nap that comes my way. I love a good nap. And Picola Tea, exactly. All you have to do to cure what ails you is take plenty of Tylenol. Cheers to that, Picola Tea. Cheers to that. Pinnell, on the other hand, I'm just chicken souped out because of my cold. Yeah, chicken soup can only do so much, Pinnell. I remember I was really sick, and I drank chicken soup trying to get myself better, but I just never really kept getting better. But then I'd get a little bit better, but then I'd get a little bit worse, and then, yeah, it turns out that was pneumonia. So, yeah, if you've been sick for a while, maybe go see if you have pneumonia. Because when my chicken soup when my cold outlasted my chicken soup was no longer worthy of the fight, it was pneumonia. I don't wish that on you. I wish for you to chalk that off of the potential list. Hence my suggestion to go visit a doctor. And if you guys don't know, I don't like doctors not that I'm afraid of them. They piss me off. And if you guys don't know, I committed surgery on my face just last week to avoid going to a doctor. I split my face open with a razor blade and everything, extracted some things, closed it back up. Oh, look, it's not that ugly anymore. I don't like doctors. Okay, when I say I don't like doctors, I put my money where my mouth is, literally. So, if I'm suggesting that you might need to go to a doctor, no, I do not like to suggest that. And Terry, the Rapture buzz. Are you kidding me? The Rapture buzz. I'm one of them beast devils, man. I've got the number of the beast marked upon me, Terry. There's no way I'd ever get sucked up in a rapture. I'll tell you what, though, if a rapture ever did come, I will go squat in the people who are pure. If they've got a better house than me, if they've got a better car than me, if they've got a better refrigerator than me, I will go take it. Because I have the mark of the devil on me, and it's the devil's work to go steal stuff, I guess. But if you just suddenly get naked and fly up into the sky, I am going to feel fairly confident you're not coming back. And so I'm just going to take what's yours. That's a mighty fine Subaru you got there in that parking garage. I might have to have a new Subaru. It was the third rapture this year. Oh no. Well, gosh, at this point, I would imagine that the people that are getting raptured up are like fourth draft picks. They're not very pure. Shoot, if they're already going for round 4 coming up, I might be on, the draft round 7. I might even be the last pick. If they're starting to pick up people that are just that crummy. Really, you go up naked in the rapture? That's what... Well, Picola Tea, the only thing I know about the rapture is what I was taught as a teenager by those little pamphlets. Like, whenever I would go to a rock and roll show, they're called, they're called something books. I want to call them checkbooks, but they're not checkbooks. They're these little booklets that are religious stories about different parts of that. Chick Tracts. There we go. Chick Tracts. And I only know what I know about the rapture from Chick Tracts, because whenever you'd go to a heavy metal concert in Seattle, there would be people giving those to the people who, looked like me. And hey, Trail Dust, good to see you. The youngest Grand Monkeys are here, may not be here long. Trail Dust, don't ever apologize if the Grand Monkeys are around. Everybody has a real life, so go do real life. And let's see here. Do toupees and falsies get left behind in the rapture? From the Chick tracks, I say yes, dude. They are absolutely, it's naked. Naked is the day you were born. And Verity, I hear they're rapturing the homeless these days. Not just the homeless, apparently a bunch of alligator Alcatraz detainees somehow got raptured. About 1,000 of them, I think, is what happened. Because they be missing and they don't know where those guys went. I'm going to say that they went up to the rapture. And let's see here. Once the Subgenius one failed, I stopped paying attention. Oh. And let's see here. The people pushing the rapture stuff on the internet are the same people that stood on the side of the road with sandwich boards saying the end is here. Oh, Rick. Oh my God. Okay, first off, yeah, Rick, you're totally right. But dude, those people still exist. In fact, that explains why I saw them just the other day on the corner by my coffee stand. I was like, what is happening that all of these nuts people are out with their bullhorns talking about Jesus saves, blah, blah, blah. Because, I mean, every once in a while they go out there, but I don't really know any rhyme or reason. And so this was just another, no rhyme or reason time for them to show up. But no, I'll bet you it wasn't no rhyme or reason. I'll bet you they were there because it was a couple days before the rapture. And they wanted to make sure that everybody who had reservations was ready for the trip. Right. That actually, like that, I know I'm being a smartass, but no, for real, that explains why they were on the corner, is the rapture, duh. And let's see here, and yeah, Darlene, yep, that's what I heard as well. 1,200 just gone. No one knows where. Yeah, I only heard 1,000, but either way, yeah, the alligator Alcatraz is, but you know what? Really does that surprise us that that it's not as secure as the biggest, securest, most secure facility ever could Alcatraz be? I mean, it's built with walls, right? I know. I need to stop. And does TSA check you before you can go on the rapture? Well, I'm guessing not, because TSA is definitely part of the beast. And so I can't really see why people marked with the number of the beast would be in charge of allocating the people going to the rapture. But then again, sometimes the devil makes partners with some interesting people, so it's hard to say. Yeah, exactly, Pinel, tent walls, right, yeah, but walls, no, I'm gonna stop right now. But you know what I am gonna do? I'm gonna start the party, because we've been chitter-chattering for just a minute, and we haven't seen our black kitty cat faces, so let's look at our black kitty cat faces, and then we'll come back and well, if we come back, we know that we weren't raptured. All right. Okay, so here's the deal, you guys. According to the gospel that is Chick Tracks, you're not going to go back as the rapture as a baby. You're going to go as who you are right now. And so if you got yourself some tumors inside of you, you're going to have them. But if you don't have yourself some tumors inside of you, you're not going to have them. You got your wisdom teeth inside of you, you're going to have it. You don't have your wisdom teeth inside of you, you're not going to have it. That underwire bra that costs $70, you're not going to have it. The orthopedic external knee brace that was custom fit and cost over $1,000, you're not going to have that either. It's going to fall off in the rapture. Now, I also dare to say, because you'll be going to heaven, you won't need that external customized metal knee brace. And if you got big boobs, you won't need a bra, because they'll just naturally be perky and not swing in the way. Because this is heaven. See? This is from the gospel of the Chick Tracks. And let's see here. Maybe the folks waiting for the rapture got stuck in the same escalator that stopped at the UN. Picola T, can I... wait, hold on. Did you say escalator or did you mean elevator? Because escalators can never be broken. They just turn into stairs. Okay? I mean, getting stuck on a broken escalator is about the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Now, if it's elevator, that's a different story entirely. In fact, that's a nightmare. But an escalator, oh, tell me, I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, what happened with the escalator at the UN? It stopped and then people... Someone explained to me like I'm 5 why the escalator stopping was a big deal. Okay, so... Oh, it stopped the second Melania stepped onto it. Oh, so they had to walk up the stairs, and he is in no condition to be walking up the stairs. And I mean that with no malice or no anything. If you look at her husband, he's not in good shape. It looks like it's tough for him to move. He's not flexible. He's slow going. His movements are labored. And going up a long flight of stairs when you are in that condition, trust me, I'm heavy. My knees are not happy when they see stairs. So, okay. I can vaguely appreciate that, but I still... I still think it's funny that, like, oh no, a broken escalator causes havoc. And because as soon as Trump and Melania stepped on it, it stopped. So now he's saying it was planned, of course. Terry in Scotland, however, and this is why you ain't gonna be pulled up in the rapture any day. Why? Because you're part of the trickster mayhem nation. Jello Biafra would be very proud of you, by the way. Yes, Terry in Scotland, he flew to New York, unplugged it, and then came back home to Scotland, all while playing on Twitch video games, so he can playing video games on Twitch, so he has an alibi. That's exactly what happened. And Mama Sean escalator, and one of his minions wants to fire whomever broke it. Oh, god dang it, dude. Oh my goodness. But, yeah, I somehow missed that wonderful piece of news. And quite honestly, like, it is malicious escalation. It's poetic. Verity, for real. Now look, honestly, it might have been a legitimate malfunction. And I am very open to that. In fact, I'm more open to that than malicious intent and whatever. But if, even better shock, exactly, if it turns out that was a prank that someone pulled, they are my new hero. Lady Misty, good to see you. Because here's the deal. You know, in this time of political violence and this and that and the other thing, there's a lot that's going to get people angry at you and in trouble. But little jokes and little pranks and it just made it a little bit more difficult in his day. Those kind of things are just nitpickingly demoralizing. It's sort of like the Chinese water torture, just little drop, drop, drop. You know, it's the little things that count. It's the little things that count. And so going around being a Ken Kesey merry prankster, going around and being a political jokester, these are the ways that things get changed. And honestly, if somebody did unplug that escalator or whatever it is, I am a big fan of their work. Let's just say I'm a big fan of their work. Oh yes. But honestly, I really, for real though, I'm gonna guess it was just a weird funny coincidence, because escalators do turn into stairs. I refuse to say that escalators break, because they don't. They turn into stairs. Unless they just go flat, in which case they turn into a ramp. Either way, they don't break. They just turn into stairs. Oh, right. Now, there is that emergency button for if your shoelace or your scarf or your purse or something gets caught. So, yeah, I wonder if... Oh, you heard it was one of their staff that tripped the thing to go off. Karma, says Pacola T. Well, you know what? I'm a fan of Karma's work if we got to watch it in real life, and it was actually one of his staff members accidentally... This shouldn't make me giggle the way it does, but it really, really does. And I'm sorry if this is inappropriate gigglage, but it's funny. And, and exactly, escalators and elevators do have mishaps. It absolutely happens. And some of them it happens more often than others. I used to work for an elevator repair company, oddly enough, so I have a vague idea about that kind of thing. And let's see here. The escalators in the London Underground move pretty fast, and Londoners still run up them. Yeah, I remember that when I was there. The escalators in the London Underground are no joke, dude. They're narrow, they're steep, and they're fast. You definitely... If you have any... You know, some people don't like escalators for whatever reason. I actually don't like getting on them when they're going down. I mean, I do. I'm not afraid, but I can't appreciate why people are afraid. And actually, when I'm going up too, it's sort of a leap of faith getting from the stable ground to the moving ground. But if you're one of those people who just like really has a problem with it, you don't need to go to the London Underground and use those escalators, because you will just stay underground forever. You'll just stay underground wishing you could go up the stairs, but they're too fast and too steep, and now you're living underground. And oh no, same with, oh my god, what happened? Clearly I have been blissfully with head in sand. Same with the teleprompter, says Photo Luke. His staff was supposed to be running that, and they didn't have enough time to prep it or something. They can't admit anything is their fault. That is what 1000% true, Photo Luke. But what happened with the teleprompter? Did this happen today as well? Because I'm telling you, if this happened if this both happened on the same day. If this both happened on the same day, he must have been losing his bloody flippin' mind. Somebody get him a Big Mac and a Diet Coke stat, because baby is gonna blow if he don't get something to soothe his soul right away. Oh my. Possibly malicious... possibly malicious staff. I cannot imagine he treats them well. Honestly, I do kind of feel that way. So wait, it was at the UN. Oh, see, because I didn't. Oh, that. Okay, I only glanced through headlines of that horrific speech of whatever grandeur that I. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to. I am definitely going, but okay. On the heels of London. Okay, yeah. No, I'm gonna have to definitely take a little bit of a look into this, because this sounds, as painful as it is on one hand, it also sounds funny. So now that I know, right, and blowing it. Well, yeah, but I mean, honestly though, every time. I mean, I guess actually here, let me play devil's advocate for a minute. Yeah, Grandpa Simpson was allowed to shout at clouds for an hour. Yeah, that's basically what it sort of sounded like. But let me just for 1 minute, pose to you this suggestion. Even when there is a teleprompter, even when there is a speech that he's supposed to say, does he ever say it? So if I was his teleprompter writer, updater, keeper, writer, you know, keeping it up to date for what he's supposed to say. I mean, I might not do my job very carefully. Because what's the point? He's not going to read my cue cards anyway. So why bother? You know, I mean... Now, I'm definitely not suggesting that that's what happened. But on the other hand, I know that if I was treated poorly and then he ignores my work to begin with, I might start doing crappier work. Right? I mean, I'd still probably make a vague attempt, and I wouldn't I certainly would not have inserted a part about how the UN refused to allow Trump to remodel their headquarters with gold and maroon bathrooms tiles or whatever. I wouldn't have put that in, but I might have put something else in, like maybe quoting from Jay and Silent Bob, or I don't know. Levitt was livid. The rabble was roused. And Carolyn Levitt was thirsting for justice. The perpetrators should be hunted down and arrested by ICE. The perpetrators of what? What did they perpetrate? The perpetrators of who? Who turned off the elevator? Escalator? Or who did the escalator. Oh, so basically, okay, so ICE now it has nothing to do with immigration and customs. It has everything to do with just stealing people off the street. Okay. I mean, now that you've said the quiet part out loud, I get it. Yeah. Yeah, I know, exactly. That's his clearly American citizen tormentors get hunted down by ICE, people he hired, you know, the best people. Right, exactly. So it's like, oh, I see. So ICE definitely has something to do with immigrations and customs enforcement then. Because they're going after Americans. Right, okay. Oh, okay. So, Sass, okay, coming in. I'm a little bit behind, but one of Trump's security team ran up the escalator ahead of him backwards and inadvertently triggered the escalator automated safety feature. Now, that is the most reasonable explanation that there is, I'm sure. And it's very reasonable because security personnel are going to do just that. But let me just, for just a minute. What if he advertently triggered the safety feature? I would be very happy if he played a prank. I'm just going to pretend like the security guy actually played a prank. Just give me this one joke. I just want that. Yeah, exactly. Give him a medal, Benel. And yeah, I don't know how he runs backwards up an escalator. That disturbs my thought process like nobody's business. But I can appreciate that if he did run backwards up the escalator, the likelihood of advertently or inadvertently throwing off some safety feature and flapping your arms and hitting a button might actually happen. Running backwards up an escalator, though, that just... I don't want to do that. That scares me, the idea. But hey, Seth, so good to see you. And yeah, I was hypothesizing and hoping that the escalator trick and the teleprompter trick were both played on him by his staff or people close enough to the staff that they could do those types of things. Because instead of political violence, we need to just do political practical joking and tiny little jokes, tiny little pranks, little things really get under that stupid guy's skin. Little things are what set him off. And so my theory is, I was going to say kill them with jokes, but I actually don't mean kill anybody, so let's not say that. Make them suffer through humor. There we go. That's what I mean. Oh, I don't mean suffer, because that sounds like torture, and I don't want to be censored. I don't mean anyone to do anyone harm, but, you know, gaslight them a little bit. Yeah, like the Trump Epstein hand-holding statue on the mall. That's the perfect example of merry prankster, political prankstering. It's exactly it. That's exactly the type of thing I'm advocating for. Indeed. All right, you guys. So we've got a couple minutes before our Lono listening break, and so I'm going to ask you guys a question. And some of you might know, some of you might not. And for those of you who know, I'll be asking further questions. But what are these? Does anybody know what these are? Can anybody identify these? I will give you a hint. They are a fruit. So if you say they're fruit, you're right. They're fruit. You know, I can see why you'd say persimmons, Darlene, but alas, no, they're not persimmons. Picola tea, they really do look like green mangoes, don't they? But these grow in the Midwest and in Yakima, but we won't talk about that. Loquats, no. And yeah, Terry, I saw what you wrote. Common mango. Nope, not even. They kind of have a tropical flavor to them. They also kind of taste like cantaloupe. But since all y'all are not picking up what he laid down, these are called pawpaws. Terry in Scotland totally got it right. And nope, it's not a pear variety. It's a pawpaw. And they're one of the few native fruits to the North American continent. And when they're green, they are not quite ripe enough. But once they hit the ground, they usually fall off the tree when they're green. When they hit the ground, they start rotting. And so you have to basically take them off the ground real quick or get them before they fall. And then, despite what you're seeing here, this was for packaging or transporting, you need to store them so they don't touch each other, because if they touch each other, they start to ferment within their skins. So they're really, really difficult to transport. So they're not really a commercially viable or able product. It's something that you really have to know somebody who has them, or you have to know where to find a stash of them. And yes, Yakima, something besides grapes, hops, cherries, and apples? Yes, indeedly do. Pawpaws. And if I had been thinking, I would show you what the inside of a pawpaw looks like. But I totally didn't think of that until right now. So, sorry about that. But what I can say is I tried one for the very first time today. And they've been described... So... Basically, when you open them up, when you peel them, so that the skin is thin, sort of like an apple skin. So you can peel them with a peeler, but then when you peel them, it looks totally like a mango. I mean, it really looks like a mango. But the texture is not as firm as a mango texture is, and it's kind of really squishy, almost pudding-like. And then within that little fruit, there's like 5 or 6 really big black seeds, like the size of, your thumb tip big kind of seeds. And so you basically sort of just like squish out the seeds, and then you're left with this pile of goo, for lack of a better description. I know, it's delicious, isn't it? Some people love this stuff, right? So I ate off the pile of goo today, and it hit my tongue, and then pretty much almost, I won't be eating any more pawpaws, to my knowledge, but it did taste like a banana mixed with a mango with heavy cantaloupe tones and slight pineapple acidity. And so when it was described to me, sort of like a custard. Yeah, absolutely, yeah. And so when it was described to me, I thought that sounded kind of good. Well, no, the cantaloupe tones were never mentioned. Nobody mentioned the cantaloupe tones, but it was the cantaloupe tones. I don't like cantaloupe. So it was the cantaloupe tones that made me go, yeah, no, don't like that. So my friend Weeby, she got them from her mom in Yakima. She loves them. Her husband had never tried one before. So he and I tried one for the first time today. And I tried it first and I said, oh, get that off my tongue. And so then he took a spoonful and like was a little bit more savory about it. And he swallowed his. But then he said, and I don't think he was wrong either. He said, it tastes like someone chewed up a peach and then swallowed it and then threw it back up. And I can't say that that's incorrect. Yeah, I should totally write ad copy for fruit growers. Yeah. It tastes like a peach that someone chewed up, swallowed, and threw up. And yeah, I'm not surprised that they're considered a berry. They're big though. And let's see here. So Terry's coming in with the knowledge. The fruit of the common pawpaw is a large edible berry, and numerous seeds. It's green when unripe, and then maturing to a yellow to brown. It has a flavor somewhat similar to banana and mango, varying significantly by cultivar, and has more protein than most fruits. Interesting. I also know from what Weeby was telling me that they eating them is not very, it's a fruit that's friendly for diabetics, possibly because of the high protein content now that I think about it. And so, let's see here. Yeah, so, okay, I guess their real name ain't no pawpaw. The real name is what? Asimina? And yeah, they're native. Yeah, so it's native to Eastern North America and collectively referred to as a pawpaw. So not just the East though, like I've heard the Midwest has them too, but somehow, some way, we get them in Yakima as well. And there you go. And the real name is whatever they are called. The Latin name is just pretension. Right, exactly, yeah. So if you guys ever, so even though I did not give it a raving delicious review, because I did not, if you do ever have a chance to experience a pawpaw, I do think you should, because they are extraordinarily difficult to find. You're not most likely going to find one at a grocery store. You're probably not even going to find one at an exotic fruit market, and if you do, it's going to be expensive because the traveling protocol to keep it from fermenting in its skin is incredibly precise. Really, you kind of you got to know somebody in order to get them. And so, as it turns out, I know a guy, or actually, I know a girl. But if you find yourself in a position where you know a guy, I suggest you at least take advantage of the offering. Hey, Sue Honda, good to see you. Exactly, Picola T, because regurgitated fruit is so delicious. Let's see here. The common American name pawpaw is also spelled pawpaw. Pawpaw probably derives from Spanish papaya, perhaps because of the superficial similarity of their fruits. Absolutely. Very different texture than a papaya. As Terry's knowledge said, every pawpaw their cultivar has a different flavor profile. The one that I had, the flavor profile isn't nearly as strong as that of a papaya. Papayas, though, to me are gross, so their flavor profile is very strong to my palate. And see, Honda, we're talking about pawpaws, and that's what a pawpaw looks like. But you see, we also have a time constraint because it is now our Lono listening break time. Even the Grand Monkeys know about it. And just so all y'all know, not every Lono listening break has a reason for the chosen song. But this week, the reason why I chose this particular song is because Hawaii is about to do the Women of the Ocean race, the Molokai Channel outrigger race for the Vahini na Kekai, I think, not Vahini Wak OK Kai. And this song is about that event. So here we go. Let's listen. Boop.
Thank you, Ann, Elise, Ware. Thank you very much. Hammer Jang Gang. Check that out, huh? Styling. You got them straight? Okay, yeah. Right there. Okay, let me see. Make sure the body is straight, okay? Let me see. Okay. Let's go. E vaini hoi wā, me kane hoi wā o Molokai. Amalo, holo holo mai, e kauna kakai. Kalohi ke kai, e olu olu, ha hea mali e. Kane hoi wā o Molokai. Kamalo, holo holo mai, e kanaka kai. Kalohi ke kai, e olu olu, ha hea mali e. Ke kai ono uli vai. Hoi kako. E nani ke kai o puko o. Hoi kako. E nani ke kai o Kapaakea. Hoi kako. E nani ke kai o Molokai. Hoi hop. Ke kai o puko hoi kako. E nani ke kai o Kapaakea. Hoi kako. E nani ke kai o Molokai. Hoi ha. it through. Thank you, Ann. Thank you very much.
All right, there we go. That was our Lono listening break. And indeed, that, oops, hold on. There we go. That hat was brought to Lono by Annalise Ware. And I think one of the reasons, well, first off, one of the reasons why Lono liked that hat is because it was from the Hamma Jang Gang. And another reason is because he really likes the bucket hats. But another reason is Ann made sure to get a bucket hat that would fit his head, because he told her he has a big head. And I have friends with very large heads, and finding hats that fit them is next to impossible. So the simple fact that so I'm guessing the simple fact that hat fit him made it one of his favorite hats already. So there you go. And Trail Dust, I hope that you have a good time at your conference in Ohio, I think is where you said. Yeah. And tell the Grand Monkeys hello from all the Chatterbox crew, and thank them for sending you our way for that Lono listening break. Now get back to telling them stories. And let's see here. I had something else to say. Devil's Lake Food. That's what I had to say. Good to see you, Devil's Lake Food. You were just in time for our little Lono listening break. And we were talking about pawpaws, but I think we're done now. And I just got today in the mail a box from a secret admirer. A box from someone on this stream who knows how to give the most randomly perfect gifts ever. Now, I don't know whether or not, nighty night, Trail Dust. I don't know whether or not this particular person wants to be named. So if they want to say, oh yeah, that was me, then they can. But I would just want them to know, oh my God, I'm so stoked. I just opened the box. In the box, we've got, okay, first off, random thing number one, this yellow pen. This is the second time she sent me a pen like this. I think actually, no, maybe even the third time. One of them was lime green and the other one was yellow. And these are my favorite pens. It's just a pen, it's just a ballpoint pen. But it's got a thing, what are they called? Stylus, a little rubber tip here. So when you're doing texting on your phone, you can use the back part of it. It's a very heavyweight pen. The material is a matte, soft, velvety plastic or rubber or something. And what I love the most about, I like a lot about it. The writing is so smooth on it, but what I really like about it is because of the color, I can always find it in my black purse or in my messy desk drawer. So, awesome randomness number one. Another pen, this is a gel pen. I haven't used this yet, so I don't have raves. What I can say is, you can never go wrong with giving me a pen, because I need pens. This was something that made me say, oh my God, this is so cool. A set of Japanese style chopsticks. Now, for those of you who have been here before, we've actually discussed the different style of chopsticks. There's Korean style, there's Chinese style, there's Japanese style. There's more than that, but we discussed the three main ones, Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. And if you remember correctly, these ones are clearly Japanese because, why? Because the tips are narrow. The tips are very narrow, and narrow tips on the chopsticks is, I'm left-handed, so let's try this. Narrow sticks on the chopsticks is to help you pick up the tiny bones in the fishies. So, awesomeness. And then we got, and you probably won't be able to see this, but I mean, this is like an unboxing that I didn't even ask for. This was just a beautiful surprise unboxing here. We got these little earrings. I don't know how these are going to show up, so hold on. Oh yeah, here, there's these little earrings. Can you see them? Here we go. There we go. That's a little bit better. There's these little earrings. Very cute. There's a purple stone, and it's it's more detailed than is picking up on the camera. And Terry, I have to make the spiral microcard bracelet now. It's fancy. Oh, nice. Yeah, and make as many, basically, Terry, make your shipping count. So whatever necklace bracelets that you're going to make on my wrist's behalf, by all means, do them now. Do them all at once in one package, because I have no doubt that shipping is going to be stupid. Only because shipping is stupid. And yeah, I'd like them too. But then hold on, but wait, there's more. You guys, this isn't even really the point of the package. The point of the package, this was just extra filler junk. And honestly, when I say junk, I just use that very incorrectly because it's not junk. I mean, because it's things that I actually really like. But here's the deal, y'all. Plumerias, a yellow kind, and one named Cheryl. This one's yellow, and this one's named Cheryl. Not really sure. They've got writing on it, so one of them's name is Cheryl. I'm gonna call it Cheryl. That's my. Yeah, and then this. There you go. And so I'm extraordinarily excited to kill them eventually. I mean, I don't want to kill them eventually, but I'm excited to see what happens. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens, and that's about all I can say about that. I managed to keep the last one alive for like 2 years, so we'll see. We'll see. Either way, I'm super excited to attempt this one more time, and this time there is a laundry list of things I did wrong with the first one. Okay, and so. I'm hoping that if I only do half those things right in the future, that it'll actually be, okay. It'll actually work out. So yeah, I want to thank the person who sent this to me. They can acknowledge their presence or not, but I am acknowledging your presence. And speaking of which, actually, I do believe there's some other people here on the stream. I know there are. Who need to be thanked for your PayPal donations. Once again, I don't know if y'all want to be personally identified. So, for the sake of anonymity, you know who you are. I know who you are. I see you here, and I want to thank you so much. Every time you send even $2, it's so it makes my day. And let's see here, Photo Luke coming in with some good stuff. Just don't overwater Plumeria. That was part of my problem. And don't forget, they will lose all their leaves at some point, but it's not dead. That is good to know. And really, it's the overwatering. And I knew I was overwatering it when I did it too. And the funny thing is I know better, because I tell people who've never grown houseplants before that chances are they're going to kill their first houseplant, because like when they decide, oh, I'm going to do it. I'm ready to take care of a plant and I want to add a plant. And they get so excited about having a houseplant. And I was like, yeah, you're going to kill that houseplant with kindness. You're going to overwater that thing. Like you really, chances are you're going to over-attend that houseplant and kill it with kindness rather than neglect it and kill it. Because a lot of plants really prefer the neglect end of the spectrum. And I knew when I was killing my plant with kindness, I knew what I was doing, but I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop. I had to water it. I just need to remember that Hawaii actually can be dry, okay? And maybe just let the sun and the wind do its thing. And I know, right? Devil's Lake Food. My favorite flower is the Plumeria as well, and the scent. I normally don't like floral scents, I like some roses. I cannot deal with a lily. Jasmine makes me want to die. But plumeria, I love the smell of plumeria. And yellow plumeria is my favorite. And so one of these apparently is yellow. This one, oh, anyway, one of them's yellow. I am so excited. I am just so excited to try and not kill them. And Rick, we need a bigger house or more windows for all our houseplants. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure out, because I've only, I've only got 4 windows in my entire house, right? And they don't all... And 2 of them face north, and the other 2 face south, and so it's a lot of extremes. There's either no light coming through or all of the light, and so yeah. And I guess my next question is, and my instinct is full sun, but Photo Luke, Darlene, Rick, C Honda, anybody who might know, Devil's Lake Food, anybody who might know. Do they like direct sun? Do they like indirect light? Do they like heat? Do they like hot heat? Do they... Any tips? I am definitely appreciative. And Pinnell, I actually bought a grow light too, because the one that I had before I killed it, I had it outside in the front yard, but then during the winter, I was like, well, that's not going to work, and that ain't going to work outside. So I brought it into my bathroom, where I figured it would be relatively stable heat, maybe 60 or 70 degrees, and then I put a grow light over it, and it did seem to be... Well, that's where I started to kill it, I guess. It was right there, and so I was thinking about it a lot, and I guess it seemed happy until I started to kill it. So, you can leave them outside. They grow under the tropical sun, after all. No, Rick, during the winter time, when it's like 30 degrees out, I was like, I don't really know if I should be leaving it outside right now. you know? But as long as it's not like 100 degrees in boiling sun, at least we tried not to have ours in the extreme. Okay, so it sounds like then my front yard might actually be okay. Because it's directly south, and it gets some pretty hot direct sun, but only for like the first part of the morning, and then the late part of the afternoon, and the rest it's just sort of dappled sun. So maybe that will work. We'll see. But yeah, Rick, for sure, I definitely need to put it outside, I would assume, in order to get it to bloom, because no matter how big your grow light ain't anything in comparison to the light coming off the big ball in the sky, right? And exactly, Darlene. In the winter, definitely bring it in. You can't let it get too cold. I think though that's what I'm really worried about is when I bring it in, do I keep it like in complete darkness? Do I keep it in as bright a place as possible? How do you overwinter it is, I guess, really my question. How do you overwinter it? And let's see here. Photo Luke. Maybe with plumeria, if it doesn't have roots yet, or at least soak the bottom of this steam until it gets roots pretty good and change water every few days. I don't know. I don't really have a green thumb, says Photo Luke. I beg to differ, Photo Luke, but that's okay. Yellow plumeria is a hardier and stronger plant, and flowers usually last longer. Some sunlight and direct sun is good. It can be outdoors in direct sunshine, but needs time to acclimate. Okay, cool. Devil's Food. Let me just tell you right now. If you're willing to adopt me and these plumerias, I will do what you suggested. It'll only take $47,000 every 3 days to afford to support me and my plumerias on Molokai. Dial 1-800-FEED-PLUMERIA to donate now. For a cup of coffee, for the cost of a cup of coffee, you could save me and my plumeria plants from the Pacific Northwest winter. All it would take is for us to move to Molokai. Of course, we would need to move to Molokai, which would mean we'd need to move and ship stuff and buy a house and buy the land to plant the trees. But you, for less than a cup of coffee a day, can support my trip to Molokai. 1-800-FEED Plumerias or something. I don't know. Do you remember those commercials when you were a kid for feeding the kids in Africa? Now you can feed me in Molokai. And let's see here. It's important to know that plumeria plants do love the sun and require a good amount of sunlight to produce blooms. In fact, they need at least 6 to 8 hours of sun exposure to bloom. I have that in my front yard easy. Without enough sunlight, they won't produce any bloom stems. Inflorescence. Anyway. To get the best results, it's recommended that plumeria plants receive full sun exposure from sunup to sundown. Depending upon where you live and the length of your growing season, mature plants generally bloom from May through November. All right. And then Mamachan being the exact place you would need to shelter it from the main summer heat. Ours is out all year, but sheltered from the summer heat instead. Of course, yeah, you would be. That sounds a little bit. I'm thinking that plumerias might like it hot, but not Arizona hot. They're used to the trade breezes. And let's see here. And see, this is Terry and Scott. See, this is where it failed. This is where it was a failure. It's important to note that while plumeria love water, they should be allowed to dry between watering. They can survive extended periods of dryness, so there's no need to worry about overwatering. No, underwatering, actually, I think is what they mean. Because you can, there is need to worry about they needed to check that. So there's no need to worry about overwatering. No, there is need to worry about overwatering. That's how I killed mine. Small pots may need to be watered daily, while larger pots or those in the ground may require less frequent watering. Plumeria plants are adaptable and will acclimate. They will acclimate to their surroundings. In case of doubt, it's better to underwater than overwater them. Yeah. Hey, Tina Rose Cager, good to see you. How you doing these days? I'm surprised that you're here. Well, I'm a little surprised you're here too, but I'm very excited that you're here. And we are now attempting to teach me how not to kill some plumeria plants that were gifted to me. You see, the first set of plumeria plants that were gifted to me, I decided to torture and slowly kill. Now we're trying to not do that. And so that's what we're talking about at the moment. But what are you doing up there in you're up where you're in Volcano, aren't you? Am I making this part up? Am I getting you confused with people that I don't think I'm getting you confused with? You're in Volcano, right? I'm talking to the dragging your ass lady, right? Because those are the things I'm thinking of with your name. Dragging your ass jewelry, man. Tareen likes to kill your plants. Luckily, no, my cats are fine with my plants. I just am the one that kills them. And Photoluke could be in. Yes, she's in Volcano on the Big Island. That's where Tina lives. I thought so. I was gonna act like that's totally how it was, but then as soon as I was about to say it, I was like, I feel like I might be wrong. And so I got scared that you weren't who I thought you were, but you totally are who I think you are. So I'm glad we had this discussion. I know Devil's Lake Food, you're in North Dakota, which means you're gonna have to keep working in North Dakota to support my life in Molokai. I'll let you visit the plants. You can have custody part-time as long as visitation rights. Visitation rights to the plumeria plants. And yeah, I thought you were dragging your ass too, dragging my ass. And I think about that jewelry name often. It's an awesome jewelry name. Anyway, Terry coming in with more news that basically mocks me for having killed my plumeria. Plumerias are generally trouble-free, but they attract pests such as spider mites, whiteflies, mealybugs, and scale if they're not given enough water or sunlight. To keep these pests at bay, you can use liquid dishwashing soap such as Dawn or Sunlight, I don't even know what Sunlight is, at a rate of 1 to 2 tablespoons per gallon of water. Yes, indeedly do, that is a very common landscaping trick. And let's see here. Oh no! Tareen broke your big ginger plant by pushing on it. She liked it too much. Yeah, I can actually see that logic. Probably smells kind of good. And, all right, so Terry coming in with more stuffuses. Depending upon the season, the way you take care of your plumeria can vary. During spring, you can bring your plants out of storage and let them grow and bloom throughout summer. As fall approaches, it's time to prepare your plants for dormancy and storage. See, this is what I'm worried about. In case of frost or freeze, it's best to protect your plumeria in a night. If the nighttime temperatures drop below 40 degrees, they do. If there's no risk of frost or freeze, you can leave them outside. Okay. And let's see here. I was wondering, Devil's Lake, hubby has lots of family. Okay. And then let's see here. When the nighttime temperatures consistently stay above 55, it's time to bring your plumeria out of winter storage. Right, but it's the winter storage that I'm confused about. Some root loss and desiccation of branches may occur due to storage conditions, but this is completely normal and nothing to worry about. This is the perfect time to feed, water, top dress, and or repot your plants. Since the plant is in a dormant state, it will be minimally disturbed by necessary repotting and root pruning, but I feel like that's really useful, but they actually missed the chapter that I am most curious about, which is winter storage. When they say storage, do they mean because some plants like poinsettias and or cannabis even, they need and require a dark period of a couple weeks, a couple months, a dark cold period to sort of shut themselves off and then restart their systems. And so I'm wondering, oh, here we go. To ensure that your plumeria plant stays healthy, it's important to avoid exposing it to frost or extreme cold temperatures during the winter. The plant goes dormant and can be stored in a garage, closet, greenhouse, or any other suitable location. It's important to note that the plant does not require any water or sunlight during this period. Oh, see, this is where I killed it. I killed it in its sleep, especially when night temperatures consistently drop below 50 degrees Fahrenheit. However, the temperature requirement may vary depending on your location. So basically, I killed it in its sleep, is what I did. I kept watering it while it wasn't sucking up any of the water. Okay, all right, this is good conversation that's one-sided, but I'm learning a lot. Once it got colder in the evening hours, like in Terry's info, time to definitely bring it in, say once it gets to 45 degrees. A window spot good, not in complete dark like you're describing about the other plants. At least that's what we've done. Darlene, I will listen to what you've done because you've managed to get a plumeria to bloom in Wisconsin. So I don't care what the interweb says. A little bit of light ain't gonna hurt nothing. Okay, good to know. Good to know. But I think what I'll do though is I'll put the plants back in the same place I did when I killed them before. I just won't bother with the grow light, and I won't bother with killing them with kindness, because that's what I did. And let's see here. Winter storage before storing your plumeria. It's a good idea to spray for insects. It's important to store plumeria in a well-ventilated and dry area, such as a storage shed, garage, or living room. Yeah, mine's in my bathroom, very well ventilated. Please ensure the roots do not come in contact with concrete, as the concrete will absorb moisture from the roots. Okay. Additionally, do not let the tip touch the outside walls. The temperature of the temperature of the storage area shouldn't drop below 35. That's not a problem. It's in my house. You mean like the leaf tips shouldn't touch any walls, I guess? I mean, I guess that makes sense. Okay, I could probably do that. I mean, ultimately what I have to do is do what I did, just don't do the rest of what you did. So don't feed it. Okay, all right. It's probably going to be hard for me, though, because I really do want to kill it with kindness. But okay, I won't feed it. All right, there we go. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Alrighty, well, let's see here. Now that we've had our plumeria lesson, I was really hoping that Mitchie Mama could be here today because we talked about this and I wanted her to be inspired, and I very specifically chose this video for inspiration. But I will just tell Mitchie Mama to watch this little clip at the end of the show next time I see her. But if you guys were here Sunday, if you guys were here on Sunday's stream, we talked a little bit about car wrapping wraps for cars, like how to, instead of painting your car, wrapping it with this vinyl film. And people have been doing it for over a decade to cars now, and the technology has only gotten better. Some of the protective films are also considered paint protection films. Other ones are just considered cosmetic. But basically, I wanted to show you guys all of the crazy stuff that you can do with your colors or your designs. Here is a basic template of some of the colors that are available for wraps. So like if you want your car to be a metallic lemon green with a matte finish, or with a satin finish, or with a whatever finish, you can buy the vinyl for this. And these are just some of the colors, the solid colors that you can get. But you can get things printed on these vinyls, and some of the vinyls are actually color changing. And so I wanted you guys to see all of the craziness that you can do with the wraps, right? Don't paint it, wrap it, boom. If you want a custom design, wraps are what you can do. This is one example. Another example. And obviously, if you're going to be getting a wrap like this is going to be what's known as, I think, a high-end wrap. Because first off, lots of design elements to be printed onto the vinyl. And then also, the application process is going to be a little bit difficult and a little bit different than just one solid color, because you're going to need to match the graphics up, to make the design what the design's supposed to be. So these are obviously super high-end wraps. But this one was one of my favorites. A nice little tie-dye Jeep. The picture quality is definitely not that good, so apologies, but it was my favorite one that I found, so I chose that. And then a little bit simpler here with the little lightning bolts. And then these ones, though, are the ones that impress the heck out of me. They're the color-changing wraps. So this Lamborghini is all one shade of, and I don't know what it is. It's probably like color changing olive green or something, but it's all one shade. But you can see how the light reflects off of it, how it looks like different, it looks orange in one corner and then golden on that, and then, shimmery sheen on that. I really love that. But you can also do the opposite. You want your shit to look like, you want your car to look like it ain't worth nothing. You can get it wrapped like a hunk of rusty junk. Honestly, I'm kind of loving this look. I realize that it's the opposite of what it, he spent a lot of money to make that car look like a big old hunk of junk, but I actually really like the rusted effect. I really like that one. And then there's this one, which I don't know what I would do if I saw that thing rolling down the street. I don't even know if I would see it. Like, I don't know what my brain, if my brain would understand what I was looking at. If I saw, I'm like trying to make a left-hand turn off, across street, and this thing comes at me, all morphing into different iridescences. I don't even know if I would understand I was looking at a car. It's awesome, though. And then this one, this is the one, this picture is why we're late. This is the picture I was looking for, and that's why we got a late start today. I saw this picture, and I was like, oh, this is the best car wrap ever. It's even better than the Jeep one. And so I had to pull it off the interwebs and upload it to the stream, because I'm sorry, you guys. If that is not the most perfect VW bug, I mean, what? How are not all VW bugs tie-dyed like that? I mean, it's just the most perfectest ever, right? And so, I wanted to show all these different things so Mitchie Mama could have maybe get some ideas about her what's that called? It's not a trunk. It's a hood. The hood of her car, which she said had a little bit of rust, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. And we were talking about how maybe we could do a statement piece on her roof with, with a tie-dye or with a wrap. And a tie-dye on a, blue car, that might be kind of cute, right? And Verity, how much do they cost? Well, I actually looked into it, and there's a place in Tacoma near me that does it, and their rough estimate for a solid color in a small vehicle is about $29,500, so $3,000 for lack of a better word. But that's for the entire vehicle. When it comes to just like the hood, I would say obviously it would be way cheaper. And also, when it comes to the hood, if you're smart enough and you know how to do things, you could probably do it yourself. And here's why I say that. Check this video out. All right, so that looped. All right, good to see you, Mitchie Mama. Yes, I'm so glad you did hear your name. We were talking about you. This was done as an inspiration for your little car that needed to get all fixed on the hood because it got a little rusty rust. And I was showing that video because it was just a hood, sort of a statement hood on that red car. It's totally something that's being done these days. And frankly, I think that you are smart enough, careful enough, and precise enough to be able to even maybe do this yourself. You could order your own vinyl print even, and make yourself your own Mitchie Mama mobile. And if you weren't here before, here we're going to do this again. Boop. These are some of the crazy colors that you can do. And then here are some of the crazy designs. Wouldn't it be awesome to have a tie-dye hood on your little car? Or maybe just make it all sparkly firecrackery, or like someone paint splattered it, or all of these things are all wrapped, right? And so, frankly, I'm really digging the tie-dye, okay? And I'm really digging these color change things that olive, green, whatever color you want to call it. As what is it? Did Tina Rose Cater the chameleon green or whatever? Used to have chameleon paint. This looks so much nicer. Yeah, this sort of the chameleon. This is like chameleon paint, only different. Yeah, and Rapjack Piccola T said that her son's friend has a place in Tacoma called Rapjacks that does wrapping cars, and actually Rapjacks, I believe, is the company that's website says for a small car you're looking about $3,000. How long do they last? From my understanding and from what the research I've done, which is minimal, the cheapest ones generally are going to only last 2 or 3 years, but some of the more expensive ones that are thicker absolutely have been known to last a decade. So not bad. And see, Honda, we had a wrap business really close to us, always seemed full with cars, but one day they just disappeared. I wonder I wonder. And a roll of old school contact paper might do the same trick. Well, actually, Rick, that is kind of the principle behind it. And Mitchie Mama, I was thinking of Black Hood too. Mitchie Mama, there are a million. Black has probably got to be one of the easiest films that you can, the wrapping films that you could probably find. And they come in so many different finishes, you know, from gloss to matte to satin to like velvety. You could totally decide like, ooh, look at this iridescent black or the diamond glitter black. I'm not, you know, you could actually make it a simple black statement piece, but then with a little pizzazz, or with just simply shiny pizzazz. I don't know how much a hood would cost to do. I do think that given the size of your car, it probably wouldn't be that expensive, but I also feel like I don't know. I feel like you're pretty handy, Mitchie Mama. I kind of feel like you could maybe even do it yourself. I'm not suggesting that you do, but if you think you could, I'll bet you could. And plastic dies in Arizona so quickly, I wonder how they would last here. Mama Sean, you bring up a really good point, and I didn't really go down that rabbit hole. But I do know that they do make these things called paint protection films, and they're thicker than the average vinyl wrap. And, I mean, I would like to think that these films are designed with heat that we find in lots of our country. You know, I'd like to think that some of them take that heat into acknowledgement, especially since the hood of a car especially gets really hot. Just even if you're not in Arizona, right? So I don't know. I might have to look into that actually. And yeah, the Jeep does look like a shaved ice cone. Oh, and then did you see this one though? This was the best one. Wait, hold on, there it is. Did you see this one? The rusty one is so funny. Hey, Midnight Frequency Radio, good to see you. But this one scares me. But this is my favorite one. Can you imagine, Mitchie Mama, if you got a little tie-dye one on your little Honda? I think you said it was a Honda. Maybe it was a Toyota, but whatever. It would be super, super cute. And I wonder if they make UV protection film. Well, I don't know, but this is what I can tell you. I can use this brand new pen in my arsenal, and I can make note on my pad. UV film car wraps. And then we'll continue this conversation next time, because apparently I can't let anything drop. And all right, Terry in Scotland coming in with some factual facts, as opposed to my look at the sparkly colors. By 2017, color change vinyl wraps, paint color matching vinyl wraps, and over laminates evolved to include complex and creative graphic designs and advanced colors, metallic, chrome, dude, yes. Color shifting and even vinyl wraps that match OEM paint code colors are available. Color change in paint wrap is a term used by wrap installers and refers to full color change, as if one were painting a car with a vinyl wrap. Demand for color matching vinyl wraps has grown. Okay, that doesn't necessarily tell us how it survives the Arizona heat, but and let's see here. Tina Rose Cager says, my sister in Phoenix does wraps with her Fast Sign company. I think they would last. Yeah, like I'm saying, you know, when it comes to the wraps that, I mean, even a car in Washington State, you know, the hood of a car gets really hot. So I would think if it can handle the heat of the hood of a car, but I can tell you this much right now, I don't know what I am talking about. I just know that vinyl wraps, when it comes to like little statement pieces, have really, really, really cute options, especially that stupid tie-dyed VW bug. That is the cutest little VW bug. I don't even want a VW bug, but I want that VW bug just so I can have a tie-dye bug. All right, so on that note, We will try to keep all of the tie-dye bugs off of our plumeria plants. And we will have to see each other next Saturday for Secret Squirrel Cinema. We'll be watching Disc 7 of Country Music History by Ken Burns. And then we'll have to chatter on Sunday. We are not going to see each other on Friday because Andy Bumatai is not going to have a show. But I will be at Photo Luke's show later on. So if you're at Photo Luke's if you're going to hang out with Photo Luke later tonight, I'm going to be there too. That's what I'm trying to say. And Rick coming in with the truth. Quick read on black finishes. They show every little scratch and ding. That is true. However, that's true for paint as well. Black shows everything. You think white shows everything? White shows nothing. Black shows everything. And exactly, Midnight Frequency Radio. Easy for me to say. All right, so Terry in Scotland might not be up for Photo Luke, so I will not see you at Photo Luke. But if you're not in Scotland or in England or in Finland, maybe we'll see each other at Photo Luke's. And let's see here, Mama Shawn, I was looking at a Jeep before we got our truck and thought a Desert View wrap would have been awesome. Precisely. And so I hope you guys all learned a little bit of something about pawpaws and vehicle wraps. Nothing that really matters, but that's okay because we only chatter here, and chatter by definition is things that don't really matter. So thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for moderators moderating. I don't think we had too much trouble. Thank you so much, biddy donators and resubbers and gift subbers. And mostly, thank you guys for chatting and everything, because you can't have a chat show without the chat. Lily M. Mitchie Mama used to make tie-dye shirts. Not surprised. And I feel like maybe you need a tie-dye hood to your vehicle. Just a thought. Just a suggestion. Not a demand. Or a command. Because it's your car. I can't demand nothing. All right, you guys. See each other. Let's start over. We will see each other on Saturday. Or Sunday. But if you want to watch about country music, well, Saturday's the day to be. All right. Have a